Hi. Today I'm here uh, with my canvas and colors because I'm planning to start my paintings on Yantra. And today I am called to do Lakshmi Yantra. And just before I was starting, I wanted to introduce Yantras to you all if you're interested to know more about it. If you're interested in yantras, you should watch my video on sacred geometry, which I had posted probably 3 months back, where I've spoken about that what was the origin of sacred geometry and how it is mentioned in each and every culture, tradition, religion, and then I also spoke about Indian references of sacred geometry, and that was the yantra. And today in this video we will focus more on uh, only Indian versions of sacred geometry, that is yantra. uh, so uh, Basically, if you want to understand yantra with our reference, you'll have to go back to the Vedas, and that to the first Ved, which is the Rig-Ved, where basically I'll just give an introduction to Rig-Ved. So Rig-Ved is the Ved which talks about, invoking energies, the natural energies. And what are the natural energies is talking about? It is talking about the natural elements, right? And in fact, Rig-Ved even starts with invoking the fire energy. And Ved in general talks a lot about these cosmic energies. Uh, it does speak about Brahma, Vishnu, Mahesh, but basically it talks about a Nirakar version of God. And we'll talk about all of this more, but of course, today I want to keep my topic of Yantra. So, uh, Coming back to Rig-Ved. So, what is Rig-Ved talks about? Rig-Ved talks about that how these different natural elements we can invoke them in our life. Now, when I say invoke, it is about how can we benefit from the cosmic energies, and how can we use them when we need them according to our specific requirement. And I'll go back to my definition of uh, uh, these deities, or these different forms of God that we know, that they are all different kinds of energies. So to say, they're like minerals and vitamins. When you need a particular energy in your life, you will be pulled toward that particular deity or that particular god, and hence you will have them in your life. And there's a very deeper reason that we have Ishtadevs, that the reasons that we have ancestral gods which are attached to our. So it's all related to karma, and once we'll cover that in karma videos. But talking about yantras are also very important part of Rig-Ved. Now, basically, yantras are part of upay, or the remedies. Remedies of what? Our ancients were very perceptive, and they knew that humans, as they were so to say, they were evolving. Uh, they were losing aspect of their own divinity, right? So they were, because I think, again, I do not want to divert from my topic of yantra, but then that's all about singularity, duality, me separating your from you, and all of that. So see, if you understand it this way, there's this big huge we all are energy beings, right? Everything is energy. Even things which we feel are not living being are also energy. In fact, that is why and everything is energy. Even the matter at a very minutest level, it is energy. So imagine, in that entire source of energy, there are different tattva. That is why we have Shiv tattva, we have Vishnu tattva, Brahma tattva, right? These are different kinds of energies. right? And similarly, when you actually categorize them more into categories, you'll understand that that is why we have these. So you'll have Ganpati, you'll have Durga Ma, you'll have Shakti, uh, you'll have different gods with specific area or specific kind of energies forms, right? And I also like to talk about this in terms of archetypes, because they're all different archetypes. And you know so the archetypes are basically energy forms, and these are also that only. So what happens is that you might have seen that, see, our life is already going, and if you are a little conscious about your life, you'll see that there are certain things which automatically happen and which you feel are kind of coincidences that happen in your life, but actually they're not coincidences. They are kind of because you're aligned. So you will find that everything will fall in place, right? And the moment when you're not aligned, you'll start seeing everything shattering. So all of this happens because even unknowingly we are on a path of our soul, but sometimes when we this alignment goes here and there, we spoke in karma series, we are misaligned, or and then we suffer. So basically, Rig-Ved gives you a lot of remedies to live or to have a better life. So coming to yantras, yantras is composed of two words, yan and tra. The yan means something that contains or something that can influence, right? And tra basically means which can help you release from the bondage, or something which is like a weapon. Now, when I give you these two words for each of the two words, try to understand that even meaning of yantra, you can see it from different level of consciousness. So in one way, it is a medium, or it is a machinery basically, which can help you uh, to get solution of some specific problem that you have, right? Which is a very material based understanding of yantra. At the second level, yantras are also there if you are working on increasing your consciousness. It is the same yantra which could be used to uh, uplift your consciousness, right? It's the same tool, can work in two different levels based on your level of consciousness, and that is the beauty of it. uh, so uh, let me give you an example. I really like this story, this thing. So while I was reading Gita, and I know I keep including Gita, but I can't help it. So in that, Krishna is saying that you can worship whosoever you want to worship. In one of the shlokas, he says you can worship whosoever you want to worship, and I will make sure that you will get whatever you are asking, that whosoever your God is, right? And I will make sure that you get it. And he says, if you're truly asking for it, that is also there. So but because, and he says that because they are me only, they are me only, like that he said. And in the next slok he says that if you think that they are me, then don't understand it like that, because they are not me. And in one of the shloks, which is other than this, he says that if you feel that Krishna is this physical body that Krishna as, then you're mistaken, because Krishna is not this. And and then when you understand all of this from different angles, and when you understand energy systems, and you understand yantra, mantra, even tantra, you will understand that what Krishna was trying to say is that there is this source of energy, and from that source of energy, all of these are parts of that, all of these are different kinds of energy forms which has come from that one super consciousness, right? Now whether you would want to work on these or that is your not only choice, but it has to be, you have to be true to it, right? So I'll explain it. So see, why were these forms created, or they came into the system? Because it was very difficult. So if you read Veds, you will understand that Sanatan Dharma in Ved is talking about Nirakar Ishwar, where it's talking about energy, pure energy, and it's saying, it does mention that it has three of these: Brahma, Vishnu, Mahesh, and of course Shakti, details of which we'll talk later. But it says that it has different tattva to it, but it's the same. So it's not different, it's just one. But we are human beings, we are limited beings, we have a lot of baggages that we've been even already trying to understand through karma, that we come with a lot of baggages, and these baggages have identities, right? And we can identify with certain things, and hence we can include that in our life, right? Now when that happens, we need something which we can relate to, and hence the system of separation came, right? Now this is something else I'll talk later. But once you understand that these are different energy forms, when you need them, and I again go back to my definition, that they're like, these entities, these gods, these deities, they are all kind of minerals and vitamins. So say if I need vitamin C, I would go to certain energy form and I will invoke it. Just like if I need vitamin C, I will have some lemon and I'll take help of external to have that which is missing in me. Similarly, these energy forms can be invoked in our own self, either through the process of mantra or yantra or even tantra, right? These are the methods that will help you to invoke that which is not part of you. Now remember, we are already whole, we are already part of that source, but we have separated ourselves from that source. Hence we are in need of something which is already part of us, but it is hidden. So when we say we are invoking those energies in us, we are just giving light to that aspect of us which is there inside, but we are kind of not able to reach it. So coming back to yantra are yan and tra. So yan is basically is something which contains, and tra is I don't know if I've spoken about this already. I think I've spoken about it. So tra is about a weapon or a something to liberate you, right? So that is what these yantras do to you. They can help you if you are in some trouble. So that is why we have different kinds of yantras. We have yantras for deities. Say we have Ganesh yantra, we have Durga yantra, we have Lakshmi yantra, which are very specific to that particular area in your life. If you need that energy in your life, you will involve them in your life, right? Similarly goes for the mantra, right? Now how does this work? So I'll tell you one thing, because I did not know about it. I'm not sure if you know already or not, but if you really go back to all the temples that you might have visited, you'll understand, and specifically it is very evident in the South Indian temples. In the north we don't have temples because of certain reasons, but we're not going there. The South Indian temples still have these yantras as plan. These are the plans that they sit like a plan. So because the deity stays somewhere in the center, So you'll find these yantras as part of the plan of the temple. That is because this is what is invoking. And I'll tell you one more thing, that each and every temple has yantra of that deity attached in that temple, whether we see it or not, but it is there. Because as human beings, as limited beings, we can't relate to this form. We have these statue form god which is there, right? Though the main power remains here. uh, you would also see that if you will visit some temples, they have very openly, now you can, once you're aware about it, you can see and visit, that you'll see that these yantras, and they're different forms. Basically, they're a combination of different patterns. When they are placed together, they form different energies, right? And we'll talk about them in detail once I take one each of the yantras. Now there are yantras for planets also, because I was doing astrology also, then also I realized that what was the importance of these planets. Because if you have certain planet which is not working for you, so all you need to do is that you need to invoke that planet, invite that planet in your life, and once you have that energy in your life, you'll see the difference. Because these are all remedies. Now remedies from what? Just helping you, they're just there to assist you. Now this was all about yantras. So it's a very ancient knowledge. It's not a new thing, that it's just that we have separated ourselves from this knowledge. We don't see it as a part of the mainstream. We do see a Shri Yantra, because of course that's the Mahayantra. So that we still see as these graphics which we see it in the t-shirts, or part of but basically it's very sacred. See, when you get a yantra, or you draw a yantra, or you get yantra in, you invite yantra in your life, you're basically inviting a higher power, right? Something which you feel is little beyond you, right? So whether you do puja in a traditional way, which is, if you're called to do that, if you're a person who loves to do puja and that's the way of your connecting with the source, you will do that with this. But if you're somebody who do not like to do puja, then you would connect with these as meditation tools. So what will you do? You'll take this and you'll place it on the wall, in the form of paintings, in the form of sculptures, or whatever, murals, whatever form you want to do. But what you'll do is, every day you'll dedicate certain time, maybe 5 or 2 minutes, but you'll connect to that, just the way we connect to people. You will connect to this energy, and when you'll start connecting with this energy, it'll do changes in your thought process. How? Because it'll do because it'll become part of your consciousness, and so once it becomes part of your consciousness, it'll change your mindset, or say mind. And remember, I spoke about your breath and connection of your breath and your thoughts. Once this connection happens, it will change your heartbeat, and that will change your breathing, and hence your consciousness will increase and change. That is how powerful these yantras are. Now, one thing I really want to talk about, when we talk about these remedies, I'm nowhere saying that you bypass your karma, because that is something which is very much part or the core of you. What we are trying to do is, we're trying to introduce certain things which will help me have a better environment. So I'll give you an example. So say if I am somebody who's struggling with money, I would like to have either Kuber Yantra or Lakshmi Yantra, right? Whatever energy. So see, even when I'm talking about wealth, I'm talking about two different kinds of energies, because they are different. So once you are into say, because now I want I'm called to do Lakshmi ji, right? Now Lakshmi ji depicts not only money, but she depicts abundance, right? Now, abundance can be each and every part of your life, right? It doesn't have to be only money, monetarily, right? Abundance. Whereas if you need really hardcore, you're working towards getting money, you will work with Kuber Yantra. No, it's not like that you have this yantra and everything will change for you and suddenly you'll have money. No, of course you have to work for it. We are in a plane where karma is of very high value. So what will happen is, once you have these say I have Kuber Yantra, my opportunities or my जिसको बोलते हैं ना रास्ता, it'll open up your rasta, it'll open up paths for you, uh, and you would not even realize that things are, you know, because it'll just align you with certain energy. So that is the power of yantra. Now, where to get yantra, how to get yantra, that's a very big question, because these days people are minting money for anything, right? So you will find yantras on gold plated and this plated and that plated, and you don't even know the source of who has been making that yantra, right? And even if it is correct geometrically or not, because don't forget that it is geometrical pattern, the measurements have to be correct, and the way it has been made has to be correct. So say when I was making this, I was chanting because this is Ganesh yantra, right? So while I was drawing this, I was continuously chanting, or I was listening to Ganpati shlok, right? So similarly, for each and every yantra, you have specific mantra attached to it, right? So I'm not saying so every mantra yantra is attached to a mantra. So you have to be very careful that where are you getting your yantra. Now, you can simply paint your own yantra also, right? You can also do that. There are simpler see, this is one of the forms of yantra. There's a other form which is just numbers and grid, where you'll have just numbers. I'll talk about it once and show you also. So what happens is that from where you're getting these yantra, it becomes very important, because the measurement has to be correct. Now you can even have prints of these. You can have in whatever form you like to have it, you can have it. You can have big paintings, you can have smaller painting, you can have it in pendant, you can have whatever forms you want to have, right? The thing is that you need to connect with it. It's not like it's there so it'll do wonders to you. You have to connect to that energy. So if you like to do puja, you'll do puja every day, even if it is for 2 minutes, 5 minutes, 3 minutes. Or if you want to do meditate on it like I do, you can just connect with it through meditation. You just have to put it there. You just have to see it for 2 or 3 minutes. Once you start seeing that image or that geometrical pattern, it'll become part of your mind. And once it's part of your mind, it'll do what it's supposed to do in your mind. So this is what it is. You can draw your own yantra based on what you require to do. And yes, this is what I had for today. It was a long video already. One story I would want to tell about this yantra when I was doing. So this was, I had done a lot of geometrical pattern and scribbling, but this was the yantra which I made, like how it should be made. And it took me a day to do this, or a day and a half, I think. The entire day probably. And in the evening when I was done with this, so I went and I was sitting in my drawing room, and I just scrolling my phone, and there was just one female who talks about numerology, and she was started speaking. I was just without being conscious, I was just listening to anything and everything that was coming on my phone. And then she started saying that, if you are number 13 born, then you should do this remedy for your own self. That you should have a Ganpati presence in your life. And what you should do is you should chant Om Ganpate Nama for 108 times for certain amount of days. And I was because see, this is what I keep saying, once you're aligned, you will have synchronicities like crazy, because life will keep telling you that, whether you're going right or whether you're going wrong. It'll keep giving you hints, and these hints are sometimes very subtle, and sometimes it's very, 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 I call it a tin. It gives you a tin. So this is the power of energy, and I really, really, really want to for everybody to just try things like these. And see, I do not like to give anything which is not part of my experience. So when I try something and it has worked for me or it has not worked for me, I would speak about it. So Yantra was one of those things. And don't believe in anybody, what anybody is saying. Always, always, always try things. If they work or you get something that the best thing is that you'll see a shift in yourself. If you do not see a shift in yourself or your circumstances or something which is bothering you or troubling you, then it's of no use, right? So you should try and see for yourself. So yes, thank you so much for hearing me, and I hope you could connect with the Yantras. I'll talk more about it as I will paint. Thank you so much. Have a nice day.